How many frets in an octave? How many frets do you have to go on your neck to go an octave? Should be 8, right? Everybody knows that's wrong, right? That's because an octave takes 12 frets, 12 half steps in an octave. Definition going back centuries now that an octave is broken up into 12 equal half steps in Western music. And so on the guitar, you have to go 12 frets up the same string, for example on the E string, to get to E again. Half the length of the string. The physics involved are really cool because you cut a string in half, 12th fret halfway where there's a harmonic, and you double the frequency, which makes it an octave higher. That's what an octave is. This E is about 80 hertz. This E is about 160, give or take 5 or 6 on each one. And the next one up here would be 320. It's really like 329. So, but according to old tuning forks I had. So understanding though other ways you can find octaves on the neck is really, really useful. The 12 frets to an octave rule can come in really handy with finding notes on other strings that are an octave away. So for example, it's really important to know how far apart the strings are tuned. Well, you come to the 5th fret of the 6th string, and that's what our 5th string is tuned to. Slightly out of tune, but that's okay for now. And so these two open strings are 5 frets apart. We come up another 5 to the 5th fret of the A string, and we've got the note that is the same as the open 4th string, D. So these two strings, A and D, are 5 frets apart. That means E and D are, you got it, 10 frets apart. Well, if I go 2 more frets up the D string, I now have a note that is an octave above the open E. So here we go, 2 strings, each string being a total of 5 frets, and 2 frets produces an octave. Well, this is true everywhere on these 2 strings. So if you know your notes on the 6th string, you can use it as a reference for notes on the 4th string. Trying to figure out what note this is, but you know that the note at the 7th fret of the E string is B, that's telling you this is a B. Oh, that B must be the same as the open B. Open 2nd string, as it turns out. That's a different rule. That's kind of the 4 and 5 fret rule. But so this relationship between the 6th and the 4th strings always produces an octave as long as you're 2 frets higher on the 4th string. Now this carries over to the 5th string as well. So knowing the notes on the 5th string, your natural notes, will also help you know the notes on the 3rd string because it's the same relationship. 5 frets from A to D, 5 frets from D to G, 2 more from G, and you're back at A again. So we have the open A and an octave higher. This open A, by the way, is 110 hertz, and this A is 220. Those are exact. This one is 440. That's how, well, it's a little flat today. But anyway, so practicing your octaves using the 6th and 5th strings to help you know your notes better on the 4th and 3rd strings is where I wanted to go with this. Now this can be expanded even more, and sometime soon we'll take a look at what happens on the other strings and look at notes that are 4 strings apart, but I have a lot more information about this at Totally Guitars. I have a really detailed, very extensive lesson on all kinds of relationships you can find on the guitar, very similar to finding octaves like that. It's called Guitar Geography, so be sure to check it out over at Totally Guitars.